Hi, everyone. This is Selena Belisle, the founder of CE Institute, and I'm also one of the instructors here who teaches aromatherapy. You can find our aromatherapy training at CE Institute, and then over here on the menu bar, just click aromatherapy, and you can view our many different aromatherapy classes available today. What I'd like to talk about today is how to use aromatherapy and essential oils for cleaning and sanitation purposes. I'm recording this in the beginning of January 2022, and we are still in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic. And unfortunately, at the beginning of the pandemic, there was an enormous shortage of cleaning supplies, disinfectants, hand sanitizer, and so forth. And it was amazing to me that more people didn't use essential oil for a more natural, holistic cleaning approach. Essential oils can have enormous and tremendous antimicrobial activity and properties to them. They're not always reliable, and I'll tell you about that in this short video today. But if you go to pubmed.gov, for those of you who are evidence-based practitioners and looking for science to back up their work, it's pubmed.gov. And in this National Library of Medicine, I typed in antimicrobial essential oil. And just in the past year, from 2021, there were almost 800 results that show studies about the antimicrobial properties of essential oils. And it has been proven over and over and over again. I was just actually reading this interesting study about using cinnamon essential oil orally because it was actually being studied for dental use within dentist practice or something like this. It's really fascinating. Aromatherapy is our first medicine. We use aromatherapy well before pharmacological pills and drugs came out. If you think about the three gifts for baby Jesus, myrrh, which is an essential oil today. I think it's extracted via maceration instead of distillation, but there are many different ways to produce essential oils. Some people consider that distillation is the only true way to produce a essential oil. There's a lot of disagreement about essential oil manufacturing and aromatherapy practice, but let me give you some basics about how to use essential oils for sanitation and cleaning. Okay, so why would the essential oils work? That's because the plants have chemical constituents within them to protect themselves. And think about it, just like us, the humans, were susceptible to harmful bacteria, virus, molds, and so forth, so are plants. Okay, so even there can be invasive species and insects that would come and eat and destroy a plant. So how does a plant protect itself? It protects itself through the chemical constituents that they've developed over time in evolution. So some plants give off these amazing aromas as a pest deterrent. And they also might have chemical constituents that are harmful for some bacteria and viruses and pests and parasites and so forth to protect themselves. So in true essential oil distillation or manufacturing, what we're doing is we're extracting those oils that include the chemical constituents of the plants. And these chemical constituents will hopefully provide therapeutic benefit. And in today's case, I'm going to review using these for cleaning and sanitation purposes. Now, all of this is included in an article that was just published last year with Massage Magazine. It's massage therapists ask, what role might essential oil play in supplemental sanitation? So you can find this at massagemag.com if you want to review this further and in greater detail than what I'm able to review in this quick video. So in this little article that I wrote, I provided some suggestions to make hand sanitizer with essential oils. In this case, I suggested using tea tree with some aloe vera gel. I also suggested adding some antimicrobial properties to massage mediums. There was a lot of concern when COVID first came out that this was transmissible through contact with hand contact. If you're using good hand hygiene and not touching an infected client and then putting your hands in your mouth or something, you should be fairly safe as long as the air is protected, you're masked. Maybe you can do socially distant service, working on their feet instead of up near their head and airway. But if you want to go the step further and you want to create an antimicrobial massage cream, that is possible. And you can do that by adding essential oils that have antimicrobial, antibacterial properties to your massage mediums, whether it be oil, gel, massage cream, and so forth. Now you can also create air deodorizers with essential oil. I always use distilled water. If you're going to use water with essential oil or aromatherapy blending, and in a misting bottle, I suggest eucalyptus and lavender. Both of those have more antimicrobial properties in them. Remember, whatever protects the plant protects beyond after you extract that from the plant, you can use those antimicrobial properties to help protect you or wherever you apply those chemical constituents in that essential oil. So in the air deodorizer, I suggest using distilled water, lavender, eucalyptus essential oil, maybe some baking soda, mixing it and spritzing it throughout the room. Also, cleaning supplies. You can add in some rubbing alcohol, vinegar, Castile soap. All of these things, adding a little bit of essential oil to these can really make a magnificent natural antimicrobial cleaning agent. Okay, so we love when you can get away from chemical synthetics and you can use something from nature. And we think this is a wonderful way of using nature to clean or sanitize your treatment room and more. Now, why are more people not using essential oils for cleaning, sanitation, and other antimicrobial factors? It's because there is some huge limitations, specifically with the whole development and manufacturing processes and so forth. First of all, think about essential oil, and I'll use lavender as an example, seeing that's pretty much the #1 essential oil that's sold, lavender. If you have French lavender that's grown in France, think about the acidic rainfall that might happen in France, in that European country where all those countries are on top of each other with a lot of manufacturing and so forth. Yes, they're trying to go green. Yes, they're trying to eliminate carbons and their carbon footprint and so forth. But still, there's quite an acidic and polluted rainfall in the European nations. Now think about lavender that's grown in Hawaii, which is one of the most isolated, populated land masses in the world on planet Earth. Hawaii, I've been to, there's a beautiful lavender field in Maui, Hawaii. So that lavender has a different rainfall. It'll be less acidic. So what happens when you have lavender that's grown in France and lavender that's grown in Hawaii? And they have different soils, different acidic rainfalls. Maybe one year there's a drought. That's going to affect the chemical constituents within the plants. And right now, with essential oil manufacturing, you do not get a list of the chemical constituents or properties within the oil. So it's hard to know. Maybe one year you're going to have a highly effective antimicrobial property in your lavender essential oil, but another year, or maybe the lavender essential oil harvested from another area in the world from where you used to use it, that might have different antimicrobial properties and chemical constituents. So until the manufacturers of essential oils start doing studies to show exactly what the chemical constituents are in their bottles, which they're not doing on a regular basis right now, and then it would have to be independently studied for veracity and accuracy, usually by a government agency. We can't really rely on the efficacy of essential oils. We can have vague ideas of what might be antimicrobial properties for tea tree, cinnamon, eucalyptus, lavender, lemon, and so forth. But I wouldn't necessarily wholeheartedly rely on these until we get better information from the manufacturers and the harvest sites and so forth. So I do think that aromatherapy and essential oil use is a wonderful supplementation for sanitation. But if you know that you had COVID, an individual infected with COVID in the office, I would probably look for things like Clorox bleach and other sanitation and disinfecting supplies that are known to kill the COVID virus. So my name is Selena Belisle. I am here at CE Institute. If you'd like to do more aromatherapy training, please register in one of our classes. And until then, we hope you all be safe.